So today we're here with
Nate Meinhart.
Nate. Who are your parents?
Steve and Dawn.
Did you have any brothers and sisters?
I have a younger brother and sister, Ben and Josie.
Josie, okay. Did sports play a key role in your family?
Sports have been in my family for as long as I can remember, as little as I can go back to thinking. My dad played fast pitch, and we've always played wiffle ball in the backyard, and competitive family. So,
Where did you attend high school, and what year did you graduate?
I graduated in 2017 from Newton.
Newton High School. What sports did you play in high school?
Played baseball, football, and basketball.
Talk about your high school sports career from your freshman to senior year, including your teammates and your coaches.
I was a 4-year letterman in both baseball and football, and I started as a freshman in both those sports. Basketball, I was a 3-year letterman, and then in baseball and football, I was also I was named all-conference in my sophomore, junior, and senior year.
What was your favorite experience in high school in general for playing baseball?
In baseball, my favorite experience was probably, I think it was my junior or senior year. We played against Breeze Mater Dei, and they were the #1 seed in our regional, and they were supposed to just kick our butt. And it wasn't even much of a game. We won like 8-1 or something like that. And we were not a home run hitting team, and me and 2 others hit home runs. And it was my first home run, and I remember that game like it was yesterday. It was a lot of fun.
Talk about your coaches.
Coach Fulton was my baseball and football coach, and I got along with him really well. A couple other coaches, Coach Mimoser, I'm sure a lot of people know. Coach Short, the Tar brothers.
They're funny guys.
Oh yeah, they're intense too.
Especially for football.
In the weight room, they were intense. But
So I know you talked about Mater Dei like you played. Who were some other teams and players that you got to play against that you had the pleasure to play against in high school?
Well, I played against a lot of really good athletes, and I'd hate to just name a couple. This area is really pretty blessed with some amazing talent. But some of the teams I can always remember playing is in football, particularly Marshall. Marshall, they was our most competitive team, and it was always normally when it was Marshall week. It was a tough week of practice, and it was normally stadium was packed, and it was normally for our conference title. So, a lot of times, fans came out. It was just an intense, game, whatever. But baseball. We played T-Town. That was always a fun one. Effingham was fun. Both those teams we played. We had a solid class, so we competed with both those teams fairly well. And it's always
So talk about the atmosphere. I always enjoy coming to Newton for the football games and covering the football games, but the crowd at home games. Talk about that. It's unbelievable.
Oh yeah. It was always a packed stadium. Especially my junior and senior year, we had a really good team both those years, and we were undefeated. So it was fun for the fans to come out and see a good team play, and it was even more fun to play with those fans there. They were loud, and normally the games were pretty fun. So.
So talk about football and baseball. You can pick whatever one you want to do first. Where are some of your favorite facilities to play in high school?
We'll start with football. I obviously enjoy playing at home. Shvetsky Field, can't beat playing under the lights in front of your home crowd. I also really like playing at Lawrenceville. They had an all-turf field, really nice, especially for this area. And then Marshall was always fun just because it was kind of like our rival, and both sides was packed. It was just a lot of fun. Baseball, I really enjoyed playing up at Mactoon at the park. They had a really nice field up there. And I like playing it. T-Town had a nice field, and it was always just competitive. So those games are always memorable and fun. So I don't know. Newton, of course, can't be playing there, but there's a lot of good fields I've played at. I don't know.
Any memories you'd like to add? Finish up with your high school career, since you kind of mentioned your all tournament, all kind of. You were such a good athlete in high school, so the awards, you kind of hit that, but as far as the memories you want to hit on.
one memory, I know I kind of touched on the home run during the regionals in baseball, but one of my favorite football memories was down at Marshall my junior year. It was a back and forth game all game, and come down, the Marshall's driving, it was tied, and they throw a ball downfield, and I was a DB, so, and I remember this kid was like a head taller than me, way bigger than me. I had no business even guarding him, but I was, and they threw the ball up, and we both jumped up, and somehow I came down with it. Crowd went crazy, chills. It was just, I ran across the field holding the ball up in the air, probably making a fool of myself, but it was a lot of fun, and I will probably remember that forever. And then actually we went down, scored, took the lead, and then we stopped them again on the next drive, and to end the game, they tried tying it right at the end, and we knocked one down in the back of the end zone. So the end of that game was intense, and it was a lot of fun.
Before we get into the college part, what do you enjoy more, baseball or football?
Over like high school wise, if you would have asked me before high school, I would have told you baseball all the way. But I really enjoyed my football experience, and it helped having a really good team. But I went on to play baseball. I just enjoyed playing baseball, and I was good at it. Or at least I thought I was. And I don't know. It kind of went back and forth. I enjoyed both of them at different aspects of each sport.
So now after high school, where'd you go to college? Talk about that a little bit.
I went to Kaskaskia College, and I played baseball there, and I studied ag business. So that was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun at Kaskaskia, and I wouldn't change any of it for anything. So.
What you were telling me before the interview about the football, and you had plenty of other offers. You had some offers for football. Talk about that a little bit.
Yep. I was recruited by. There for a while, especially my senior year. It seemed like every couple days, me and a few of my buddies were getting pulled from class to talk to recruiters, and that was a lot of fun. But there was like Greenville College recruited me, Lindenwood, Belleville, North Central, Knox, Aurora, Milliken. I'm sure there's a few more too that I've forgotten, but a lot of them are northern teams, and they were all kind of in the same conference. So most of them were all D3, I think.
For baseball, obviously Mitch Custer, who's the coach at Kaskaskia for baseball from T-Town, he recruited you, right?
Yep.
Talk about him as a coach.
Coach Custer, I liked playing for him a lot. He was a lot of fun. Kept the mood in the dugout pretty light. Wasn't afraid to have fun at practices. Yeah, we had our days where it was intense, but I really overall enjoyed playing for him a lot. And I'd recommend anyone who were wondering about it. I'd speak very highly of Coach, and I wouldn't change my decision at all. I was glad that I went to Kaskaskia over a couple of the other schools.
So talk about your career at Kaskaskia and your your teammates, not your coaches.
Well, some of my teammates, some of the local kids were like Brandon Repking, Jordan Blummer, Eric Kramer. We're all local athletes. There's a few others. Seemed like we had a lot of kids from like the Breeze and Trenton area. But overall, really, our whole baseball team over there was really overall pretty local. We were all within about an hour of the school. But I made a lot of good friends, met a lot of cool people, and played against a lot of really good athletes.
There's some talented athletes, especially like Johnny Logan type.
Yes, John A. always had a few good player athletes, and then Wabash was always stacked. So both those schools were really impressive. And then actually my freshman year at Kaskaskia, we played against a kid from Lincoln Trail who was named Big Ten Player of the Year last year. So
holy cow!
He was stud.
So, obviously, talking about teams and players you played against, you mentioned Breeze, and you mentioned the teams Breeze for John A. And you mentioned some of the players, but where were some of your favorite facilities to play in college?
John A. was always fun, just because they had a really nice field, especially in our conference. I would say they had the best field, and then we were probably right behind them at Kaskaskia with the next best field. I really like going down at the beginning of the spring. We would always go down to Mississippi the first 2 weekends of the season. We played down there, and we played on some really, really nice fields. I mean, they're really well kept down there, and really probably some of the best fields we played on overall.
What was the overall success like for you guys in your tenure at Kaskaskia?
Both years we were really good. We were over 500, I believe, both years. And then my freshman year, we got beat by Wabash. we forced a game 2 in the championship of our region tournament. And then my sophomore year, I think, I don't remember how it worked, but they beat us again, and then we had to play Olney, and Olney beat us. But we played Wabash really good, and I think both years there was a rain delay. It was a mess. But
Is there a sport they're not good at?
who, Wabash?
Yeah.
No, Wabash is good at everything.
Their men's basketball team is unbelievably talented.
Yeah.
So, any memories finishing up college and awards that you'd like to add on?
I don't know. There's a lot of fun memories that I had there at KC. I mean, honestly, if my freshman year, I kind of was off and on with our center fielder, and it was almost just as much fun sitting on the bench with your buddies, chirping at the other team, because it's just a different atmosphere in college. But then my sophomore year, I was Defensive Player of the Year at Kaskaskia. I was never my hitting was always just kind of okay, but I don't know. I made a lot of cool friends and lifetime friends.
So after college, I wanted to hit on this real quick before we get into the next part. Your sister Josie is at Kaskaskia. She's playing what sport, and what does that mean to you to have a sister going to the college you went to?
Josie's playing volleyball, and I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I guess I don't know if you'd ask her if she chose Kaskaskia because I went there, or if that was just her best option. But I think it's pretty cool. She went to the same school, and we kind of share some of the same stories. She comes home and talks about one teacher she likes, and I'm like, oh yeah, I had him too, or whatever. So it's kind of cool getting to share some of them stories and that kind of stuff.
Did she watch you a lot when you were in college?
She would come normally when mom and dad came. They both came to a lot of the home games. A lot of our away games, like I guess they would come to the Lakeland game or the Lincoln Trail game. Both those are fairly close to us. But then a lot of everything else was down south. So.
So, are you still in touch with your former teammates and players from high school and college?
Oh, yeah, I see Brandon and Jordan and Eric all quite a bit just around, just because, heck, they're all like 20 minutes down the road, so we hang out a lot. Me and Brandon, actually, funny story, when we moved in together my freshman year, neither one of us, actually, I didn't really care, but he was not a fan of me, just from high school sports. We were both competitive, and I guess we were running our mouths one game, and I don't remember it, but he says that he didn't care for me, and by the time we left, we were best friends, and we were hunting all the time together, so,
Never got along, huh?
No, not in high school, but after that, it's clear sailing from there.
At what age, Nate, did you become interested in playing sports?
I don't know. Really, for as long as I can remember, I've been around sports. My whole family's played it. My dad, I remember when I was like this big, and I'd be running around the T-Town KC Hall watching, I wasn't really watching, but running around while Dad was playing fast pitch. And then, all my family on both sides were really good athletically. And, my mom and both her brothers were college athletes. So, forever I've known I wanted to play sports.
Since you played football in high school, and of course baseball in high school, but now baseball in college, how has the game changed?
I wouldn't say it's changed a whole lot during my time. I would definitely say that from high school to college, it was a lot quicker paced game. There's things happened quicker. The ball was getting hit harder. It was being thrown harder. It was just a little bit faster paced. But other than that, once you got the hang of that, it was just still the same old game. And, you played it the same way.
What advice would you give to younger kids today about playing sports?
It'd be just have fun. If you have a dream, pursue it. If you think you want to play sports at the college level or higher, push yourself to do that, and get in the weight room, go to that batting cage after hours, or maybe if you're wanting to play football or basketball, get a few extra hoops up, or go throw some passes, whatever it takes. Just do you.
Who are some of your biggest role models?
I've got a lot of role models in my life, but probably both my parents have really pushed me, not really pushed me, but pushed me to pursue my dreams and, what they think I'm capable of. My grandparents have always pushed me. Really, my uncles, my family in general is just, we are a very sporty family. So really, and then both my brothers and sister, them growing up, they're playing sports, they're getting better and better every year, and you just got to start telling myself as the oldest, I'm like, man, I need to start stepping up. So I set that bar as high as it can be for them. That way they can't exceed me. We'll see if they do.
This one came to my mind just 2 seconds ago. Who's your biggest role model professionally?
Professionally? Growing up, was a big Albert Pujols fan. Loved watching Albert. Really, that whole team, St. Louis Cardinals team, Albert, Jim Edmonds, Scott Rowland, David Eckstein, Spark Plug, whatever you want to call them. I loved watching them guys, and that's the team I remember growing up and watching. So,
what has sports done to change your life, Nate?
It's really, it's really just become part of my life. It's something I've always done, something I've always been around, something I've always enjoyed to do in the backyard, whether it was, playing wiffle ball or throwing the football around, whatever it was. Just something I found fun. So I guess that's how it has.
What is something about you that not a lot of people know that you're really good at?
Something I'd probably say a lot of people don't know that I'm as hardcore of a deer hunter as I am. I really get into it.
I can see that behind you. You got the deer antlers behind you.
We got deer heads, everyone here. We got a few in our house. But that's something I'm definitely passionate about. I even changed my major from ag at KC to forestry because I want to pursue something in the whitetail industry somehow, some way, whatever it ends up being. I want to do something deer hunting when I'm done with school. So,
Nate, in closing, is there anything else you'd like to add about?
Nope, not really that I can think of off the top of my head. I appreciate the interview, and I'm glad we did it. So
we've been in the making for quite a while.
Yeah, hopefully people find my story interesting, I guess.
This is Nate Meinhart, 2017 Newton High School grad. Played his college baseball career at Kaskaskia. Great athlete, great kid, and a great role model for younger kids as well.
Thank you.
Nate, I appreciate your time. Thank you for telling me your story.
Yep, thank you.